also do some teaching on the side. So
Wow.
yeah, kind of all over, but really interested in education, just different educational opportunities for people.
Great. Welcome.
Paula Gorman.
Hi, I'm Paula. I live in Novato, California, so also just north of San Francisco. I was committed the second I sat down at the gala this past year. I will be leading a team. I have only recruited one teammate, so I'm looking for others to join my team. I am also a program manager, and more recently kind of transitioning to a customer success role in the technology space. I'm really looking forward to being involved.
Awesome. Welcome.
Great. Cynthia, did I already get you? Cynthia Hue?
Hi, I'm Cynthia, and I am really excited to be here. I live in San Francisco. I have 2 kids, and they've done through their school just a little bit of international travel. So we've hosted an exchange student before, and that was really fun. But I had always been very interested in mentorship and building that type of relationship. In my professional life, I run small businesses, and I advocate for small businesses, and I do community organizing and volunteer work for nonprofits and things like in all different spaces right now in the nonprofit, in a mental health nonprofit. And so I'm excited to meet some new women who are really going to be shaking up this world. So that was my motivation for this, is that I think this is going to have ripple effects that we've already seen, but I'd love to be part of the future of it. So thank you.
Love that. That's
great.
Yeah.
Ida Kwan.
Hi, I'm Ida. I also live in San Francisco. I found out about SheCan through Cynthia. So I am committed, and I'm along with Dana are on her team. She's a team leader. So very excited about this. I have done a couple of mentor programs through my work professionally. And I also have 2 children that go to CASE. So we've also been on exchange programs and hosted exchange students at our house. So we're very excited to continue to be able to do that. And then professionally, I work in the biotech industry. So yeah, very excited about this opportunity.
Great. Gabrielle.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle.
Oh, it's hard to hear you a little bit.
Gabrielle, it's hard to hear you. You're breaking up. Okay, I'm gonna. You know what? We can't hear you.
So pardon my movement and sweatiness. Okay, hold on. I'll dial in.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you guys about it, Gabrielle. Gabrielle does fundraising for the More Than Me Academy in Liberia, which is where we recruit a lot of scholars. LeeAnn has been there with me, and we love having her as a partner. We're helping each other with fundraising, and she knows all these amazing scholars, and she got us, when we were there, to a school assembly, and we thought there would be like 20 girls, and there were like hundreds of girls. They did dances, and they gave all these poems, and there were megaphones and amplifiers, and we were like, oh my gosh. So Gabrielle's in for being a mentor, and we're excited about that.
Hey, can you hear me now? It's Gabrielle.
Yeah. I just told them about you, but go ahead. Let's hear it.
All right. Well, I lost video, but I just dialed in. But I'm based in New Orleans right now. I actually work for a school network, which Barb probably told you. I was in Liberia, so I actually met a lot of the team and a few mentors, Tanya, when they were their most recent trip to Liberia. So that's my connection. I'm really excited to be a mentor and hopefully work with a student from Liberia. And I live in New Orleans right now and volunteer in a lot of different nonprofits down here, but am likely moving to Indiana for grad school with my partner. Yeah, maybe in the fall. Who knows? But that's my story.
Oh, congrats on that! I didn't know that. Awesome.
All right, Jenni Samuels.
Hey everyone, my name is Jenni. I live in San Francisco in the city. I was pulled into this by Celia Peachey, who you guys will meet in a moment. We actually met when we were as college interns on an internship a very, very long time ago. And reconnected in San Francisco. I've been kind of aimlessly looking for something that I wasn't sure what it was in terms of a way to commit my time in a more meaningful way. And when I heard about She Can, it felt like all those pieces kind of came together. So I'm on a team with Celia. I've not submitted my application yet, but I hopefully will get that in this weekend. And I work at Airbnb. I do marketing at Airbnb. I'm originally from New York. I've lived in Spain and Mexico City. My husband's from Spain. We've been around the world a lot. And so it's especially meaningful for me to help pay it forward. There have been so many people in my life who have helped me acclimate and navigate new territories. And so being able to pay that forward feels really, really meaningful.
Awesome.
Well, that's great. And then Celia, you're next.
Hi there, I'm Celia Peachey. I got involved because I met Tanya at it was actually a women literature event and my friend Maya, who's also going to be on our team, who's going to be joining, she was also a part of, and Tanya just spoke such amazing things. And so she invited us to a happy hour the following Wednesday. And I know she's done part of the recruiting, so I met many of you there. And similar to what Jenni said, I feel like I've volunteered in various capacities in my life, but I wanted to do something where I could really, you can dedicate your time and your money in ways that you don't really feel like you gain or see real results or a real impact in a meaningful way. And this feels like a very special way to truly have a big impact on one individual's life, and to see that being built and fostered, I feel would be just as rewarding for myself as it is for them. And so I think that's what's really special about this. And similar to what Jenni was saying, in the sense of, I just feel so blessed. I've been given every opportunity, like a good education, and to go wherever I would want to college and things like that. And so it's just, so any bit that I can pay forward means a lot to me. And then from a professional side, I work in business development at a mobile gaming company. So as you can imagine, it's kind of crazy right now, given that everyone's at home. So, but yeah, and then Maya's going to be joining in a bit. And then Christina, who's also on our team, a friend of mine, will also be joining. They're all stuck on calls right now. But
okay, awesome.
Yeah, great. I think we'll have Renee say hello. Renee's a mentor already and is going to mentor again.
Hi, everybody. My name is Renee. I am an ophthalmologist in the DC suburbs, and this has been such a wonderful experience. And I'm still mentoring a young scholar from Rwanda, and the thing is, with all that's going on now, she's going through it with us. So, we're both, or all of us on the team I'm a member of, we're all kind of going through things together. And this is how life is, right? Things happen and you plan for certain things, and then life happens. So I'm just happy to be a part of this, happy to be a part of She Can. And it's been so very rewarding. I can't even tell you that I wanted to do it again. And I met with Barbara. I happened to be in San Francisco almost a year ago, and I was telling Barbara how rewarding it was, and then I started crying. But it is just so rewarding, and I'm working on another team. Some of them had other calls as well. I don't know why people are working on a Friday night. Fine.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a wonderful wonderful experience for
Who
those
is
of you.
your mentee, Renee?
I didn't hear you.
Who is your mentee?
Oh, Kaveen.
At Muhlenberg.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Kaveen from Rwanda at Muhlenberg, and she is doing great guns. And, you know, these young ladies really inspire me. I mean, I can't imagine picking up and going so far away from home at such a young age. And these ladies and scholars are so poised, and they're so smart. Like, I don't think I was that smart at their age, but they just do a wonderful job, and it's just very important. I think that for me, I feel like I get more than what I give. That's how
Thank you, Renee. And Renee helps me a lot too. We have a lot of chats about I should be leading, and she's a big help.
No. Barbara's doing a fantastic job. Fantastic.
All right, I want to introduce Maureen Broderick, who is our landlord and who we see down the hall every day. We miss her, and she's going to join us and mentor. How wonderful. Hi,
We
Maureen.
share space with Maureen's company. And Maureen, yeah.
Yes. Do you want me to talk?
Yeah, tell us a little about yourself.
I don't know how to make my picture go onto the screen.
No, it's on. You can see it.
Oh, it is. Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Maureen Broderick. I do work down the hall from the She Can gang for multiple years. Now, I don't know how long it's been. 4 years? 5 years?
4, I think, yeah.
Anyway, I'm the founder of Worldwide Women. We're a global directory of services and programs for women all over the world. I think we're in 13 countries and 26 major cities, and you could look up all services for women on our website. And about, 4 years ago, this would be the 5th year, we launched, sort of brought our website to life with our annual Girls Festival, which connects all the girls in the Bay Area so far with, hundreds and hundreds of organizations that support girls. So we just had our 4th annual festival last November. Barb spoke. We had 7,000 girls and families there. And I don't know if a girls' festival is going to happen this November. We're holding the Palace of Fine Arts, but if not this year, then the year after, and it will march onward. But anyway, I've watched She Can and heard them scream and yell, down the hall every time they get a scholar into a college, and I have to run down and go, what happened? And, they're so wonderful and exciting, and I love you guys so much. So this year I'm going to roll up my sleeves and become a mentor, and I think it will be just wonderful, and I'm looking forward to it, and anything to support you guys. And I love the idea. We support thousands of girls through our program, but to take one girl and see her through and follow her for her life, I feel like that's
and Maureen
a wonderful thing.
She's going to lead a team, but you're looking for mentors to be on your team, right?
I am going to lead a team, but I need some help filling my team. So Barb's helping me, and we're going to be on the hunt. So anybody who's looking for a team to join, let me know.
Okay.
Great. Did I miss anybody?
Yeah. Christina. And
yeah. Sorry, I'm late. I had a meeting pop up last minute, so apologies. I think Celia's pinging me separately. Is the prompt how and why I'm here and what do I do?
Yeah, just quickly what you do, and we know you're on a team. You're going to be on
Celia's team.
Oh, Celia's team, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A little bit about what you do. That would be great.
Yeah, so I work at Twitch, which, if you don't know, is a company owned by Amazon that does like live streaming. So it's predominantly used for gamers, so people who watch other people game. But anybody can be on there from, my personal favorite is like there's a bunch of grandmas who get super high on stream and watch and do arts and crafts, which I think is just awesome. And I work for them. I work in marketing. I do marketing strategy and operations, and lead kind of like strategic projects for the marketing organization.
Awesome.
I'm
Great.
here because Celia told me about the program, and I'm super excited to work on something that's like you immediately see, the impact, it's just awesome. I'm really excited about it.
Okay, have we missed anybody? Kate. Hi, Kate.
Hi, how are you, Barb? Sorry I was late. I was actually on another call with Jody.
Oh, good. Okay, quickly, what you do, and you're going to lead a team, right?
God willing. Happy to lead, happy to be on another one. But yeah, I'm Kate. I just moved from San Francisco down to Florida, so I'm in Tampa, Florida now. And yeah, I'm a first-time She Can mentor. I just was in Cambodia in February with another She Can mentor named Jody Morris, who turned me onto the program. So I've had a bit of an unfair preview of what's going on this year, but it's amazing, and I can't wait to be a part of it.
Awesome. Okay, now did we get everybody? There's one caller that I'm not sure who that is. Okay. Well, I'm glad we went through that because everyone knows everyone now, and everyone can, we're going to go into breakout sessions in a little bit. But first, I want to just tell you what's happening at She Can, just so you kind of get the update. We have about 35 scholars that are in school, and 28 of them are still here, and we gave everyone the choice to go home. And so 8 of them are home. Either they were on study abroad and they made their way home, or they took advantage of our offer and we got them home. And then we do also have Gek, who was on study abroad in New Zealand. She happens to have been smart enough to go to a country with a woman leader who's handling COVID really well, and it's still safe there for her to be there. So we're excited about that. Did you all see the article that in Forbes about how the one thing that all the good countries handling COVID well have in common is a woman leader? We just think that
It's amazing.
It's amazing. It's so perfect.
Of course, yes.
So we have 4 to 7 who want to return in the late spring. We're just going to help them go home if they want to go home. I think I mentioned we have a graduation party on May 2nd. It's going to be 7 a.m. here, so that by the time it's in Cambodia, it'll be 9 p.m. But all the 8 graduates, parents, and family are going to be invited to be on the Zoom call, and you all are invited. And we're getting all the scholars are going to give speeches. Sway Tom doesn't know that yet, but she knows it now. Sway Tom is one of our scholars that's going to be honored. And then we have this event called Live from Liberia that's going to be a week from today at 10 a.m. Pacific. The invite came out just a couple hours ago. We're going to have our 4 scholars from Liberia just telling us about what's happening with COVID there. And then we're probably going to do it again with and call it Conversations from Cambodia, and then we might do it again from Rwanda. Really just trying to help everybody understand what's happening in our countries and get news that isn't just from the internet. Excuse me. In terms of what's happening with the colleges, everyone is always asking me. Every college went online, so all the scholars are still completing their spring semester, but they're doing it from their dorm rooms, which we'll let them tell you a little bit about. And also, just so you know, we still have our candidates that are applying and that we're looking for mentors for. There are 15 that might go down a few by the time we get to June. But they took the SAT once, and then the second SAT they were scheduled to take got postponed. But the good thing is that all the colleges are saying they're going to be test optional. And so, it's a blessing and a curse, because some of them need the SAT to show that they are stronger than their high school transcripts. But we're hopeful that everything will work out. And they're also supposed to be take the lead projects that they're doing online now. We challenge them to find a way to help their community, you know, without actually going into their community. We are in one of the biggest issues at She Can right now is internships for the scholars that are in country and OPT jobs. So Tom, you're one of those people, right? You need an OPT job. OPT stands for optional practical training. Every scholar.
What does that mean?
Optional.
Oh, I just wondered what OPT.
Yeah, it means optional practical training, and it stands for the fact that every scholar gets to stay in the U.S. on her visa for a year if she can get a job, and the job is called OPT. So it's like, so Tom, do you want to explain it a little bit?
Yeah, so it's just something that we need to do if you want to get experience here for another year. So it's just a way to get us to be here for 1 year legally. So it's just a work authorization kind of thing. It's more like, so I'm here as a student and I'm on F1 visa. So that is another type of visa. It's not a visa, but it's another type of thing that I should have to be here for another year.
And so on our website, we've listed every scholar that needs an internship this summer or an OPT job. And it's under, there's a tab called Scholars and then Hire a Scholar. So if you go there and you can check it out and see if there's any, you know any connections or companies that might be able to hire one of our scholars. That's our big push right now. It's always hard, and now we're in the middle of a pandemic, and so it's a little scary, to be honest. Dine was going to give us some mentor updates. We're running a little behind. Should we jump in and do talk to the scholars and the mentors? I feel like I want to jump to the meat before the call is over. Does that sound good, Dine? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I can send the updates later.
Okay, we can do that. So I wanted to start by asking the scholars just a little bit about how school is going now that you guys are in COVID. Any updates, or what does it feel like? Is it Hope, I know you're in LA, right?
Yes, I'm in LA. My school went to online as other schools did. And I feel like, we're getting to cope with everything. It's at the very first time it was hard, but now we're getting to cope with everything. Like, people who wanted to stay at my school would have stayed, but I didn't want to because I had an option of staying at other place, which made more sense to me. So yeah, that's how I'm in LA, but my school still supports me with everything. My professors still check up on me, my mentors too. So everything is doing well with me.
Awesome.
Yes.
Anyone else? How's it going? Temperature read.
Sorry?
Like Shakriya, temperature.
Okay, so I'm still at school at Gettysburg College. So now I think there are about like 50 of us staying here. Basically, like most of us are international students, and the school moved us to like a different type of housing, which we have like our own bathroom. Before I live in the first year hall, so I get to share the bathroom with everyone else. But now after everything goes like this, they move us to a certain type of housing in which we have like our own bathroom, and we only go out to get like to-go box food from the dining center. And actually Gettysburg College is doing really good, like taking care of students who are here. They give email like about 3 times a week, like to check up on our well-being, especially like students who are staying here. The food is pretty good. They have like more than enough for me each meal, and yeah, it's been pretty good actually.
Do you hang out with other students, or are you pretty much like alone by yourself?
I actually stay in my room almost the entire time. Even though when I go out to get food, I barely see anyone because we all like go to the dining center at different time.
Okay.
But sometimes I see people like go for a walk. Sometimes I see my professor who live close by to campus and get to talk to them a little bit.
Okay, there aren't like groups of kids hanging out in the common room talking and.
No. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So Tom, how's it going for you?
It's good over here. Yeah, so my school has done a good job as well in terms of like giving us information and what's going on. I get a lot more email, like sometimes it's 3 per day. That's a lot, yeah. Well, I mean, being home and study all day, it was challenging at first, but then I think I'm used to it now and try to be more productive in terms of academic and also my personal well-being as well. So I get some time to do exercise and mostly just doing schoolwork and talking to my Shikan sisters, my mentors, and my family back home.
Okay, what are your mentors doing for you now that it's COVID? How are you interacting? And
So right now we have like a schedule to call, like I think a bi-weekly call. So everybody will be on the call, but throughout the day or throughout the week, we just text each other randomly, how are you? And then what you have for breakfast, what you have for dinner, something like that. We talk more for sure.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Hope, are you talking to your mentors?
Oh yeah, every time. So I have 6 mentors, and every day I have one mentor who has to text me. So they just like, I have a Saturday mentor, a Monday mentor, a Sunday mentor. They all check it every day. And then once in 2 weeks, we have a call together. So every time I have someone who texts me.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it's a privilege.
Ria, what's going on with you and your mentors? Are you in touch?
Yeah, the same with 2 other scholars. I text my mentor very often. I am a dog person and I love puppies and like dogs really bad. One of my mentor like usually just send me the photo of her dog like daily to me to like keep me motivated. Because seeing puppy or dog photos just make me smile. And we also have like a group checkup call every week, like every Saturday specifically. Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. So, mentors, how is it going with your scholars? Do you want to share a little, LeeAnn? 80's at home. I saw her last night on a call.
Oh, you did. Now I'm actually feeling really guilty because I've had my own little, like COVID issues. So I love the idea of having like a Saturday mentor. Like I'm going to take that one and work with our team and do that. 80 is back home and she was in London, and when the walls were tumbling down, she just had to go home. So she's home with her family, which is great. And she's got younger siblings and one who has to like apply to college. And so she's a really helpful sister, big sister to help her siblings. So they're all very lucky. So she's home and safe and doing her classes from London and one from Lafayette.
The bummer is 80 had a really great internship in San Francisco. I was going to live with the mentors.
Engineering. She's a civil engineer major. Yeah.
And she's going to work in engineering, and now she's in Cambodia. We're trying to get her an internship in Cambodia. Yeah. Nancy, what's going on with Janet in Liberia?
Well, it's really tough. They're totally locked down, and and the memories of Ebola are quite vivid, which in some ways is a good thing because people are taking this seriously and they know about washing your hands and they're really vigilant about that. But it's really hard. I mean, getting food is hard. Some markets are open, but when we say markets, it's like community food stands, and people can't go to the big markets very often to get the food that they sell in their little communities. And so they're keeping their spirits up, all 4 of the current scholars there. And, and we keep in touch with her. We text. I'm sure she's been overwhelmed because we're texting her all the time. And then we try to talk to her every other week because it's also very expensive. Data is very expensive there. And then she's also in the process of boosting her math skills because it's been something that hasn't been her strength. And so one of our mentors, literally they're going through the book that she will use for her course at Lafayette, her required quantitative reasoning course. And they're going through it chapter by chapter, and they're doing problems together. It's really nice that she has a mentor who's a, you know, who's an economist. So that is also a way that she is getting constant, you know, love and attention from us.
And just so you know, right before this call, Nancy and I talked, and we solved the data problem. We figured out how we can load money right onto their phones, into their accounts, and it's so cheap. Like $5 will send them off for a week.
It makes such a difference.
It's like, yeah, we can fix that problem.
So grateful for that. Thank you.
Renee, how's Kaveen doing? Renee, can you hear me? How's Kaveen doing? You're muted. You gotta unmute. Okay. There she goes. Okay. How's Kaveen? Okay. How's Kaveen at you?
Yes, Kaveen doing well.
We can't hear you.
Renee, it's not working.
As far as the door, and she, like some of the, can you hear me?
Now I think so. Try it
Hello?
again. It wasn't working for a while. No, it's not so good. Not so good. No, you're froze.
It's Friday. Everybody's home and streaming videos now, so everyone's network is screwed.
So do you guys have questions for everybody?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, okay, try it now. How's Kaveen? No.
Okay, is that better?
No.
Can you hear me?
Not really. We're gonna move on. Maybe we'll come back.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll send a chat.
Does anybody have questions? Any questions for these guys about the process or their experiences? Katie.
Yeah, hi. I just have a question for the mentors. Does it matter the distance from where the student is living and where you're living? Is there any, issues as it relates to that?
No, I'll just again, it doesn't. It's kind of like if you have a child who goes off to college. My kids both lived very far away from where we lived during the time they went off. And I mean, it's almost, I don't want to say it's better because I know Hope is in, no, Hope isn't. Who's in the USF?
Some of them are close to their
Connie's at USF.
Connie's at USF.
But I think it's, it's so easy to communicate via text and WeChat or, whatever it is, whatever way you communicate, it's so easy to communicate. And I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Being in the same town, I'm not sure it's that beneficial.
You know what's kind of funny is when we always greet the girls at the airport, you can see on our site all these airport photos, but they get off the plane and the mentors and the scholars say like, oh, I feel like I already knew you, even though they'd never met because of the internet. Would you agree, you guys, Hope and Ria and Victoria?
Yes, definitely. I felt like I knew them before I met them physically because we went through the whole process the whole year long. So yeah, we kind of knew each other.
And you write that school essay, you kind of, dig a little deep.
Yes.
Yeah, and then also communication is one thing, and another thing is the holiday part. So whenever we get to go to see, for me personally, whenever I get to see my mentor over the break, especially winter break, I stay with them. So I have only 4 mentors. So basically every time I go to San Francisco, I have to split my time, 3 nights each, 2 nights each to bond. And that's where we learn more and become closer.
They fight over you, don't they, Sri Tom?
It was so hard to divide all the schedule, I'm telling you.
I wanted to have the mentors talk about how their teams came together. a little bit. LeeAnn, why don't you, just like, how was it hard? Was it easy? LeeAnn, you start.
So I went with Barb to Cambodia. I was just going to help her find a team. And when we were there, she looked at me and she said, "Oh, you're going to be a mentor." It's like, no, I'm not. And then finally, at the end of that trip, it's like, oh yeah, I am. I'm going to be the lead mentor. And I was a little worried about how I was going to pull together 5 people. And I had one person in mind, and then a second person in mind. And the second person, who was part of a walking group I'm in that was several mornings a week, she asked another person, and then she asked another person. So I had 5 people without even trying. It was actually incredible. It was, I didn't expect that, but the people who, it was just an easy ask. And so what I would say is, like, don't be afraid to ask. Our team came together and I didn't have to try, which shocked me.
Okay. Nancy, how about you?
So my first mentee, Rena, was the first year, and it was all by myself. And man, did we learn our way into that.
Nancy was the first mentor. Like, she said yes before I went to Rwanda.
My second mentee, Panina, there was one other mentor for a whole variety of reasons. And I kind of inherited her because the team, for just kind of very, very unusual reasons. It was a small team to begin with, and then there were some illnesses, and so all of a sudden there was one mentor left, and so I joined because my first mentee said, "Will you help her out?" And I fell in love with Panina, so that was easy, and then because I didn't actually have to do the prep part of getting her into school, so that's a huge amount of work. I did certainly with Rena. Then now my new mentee, Cece, all my friends, everyone I know knows about She Can, and they know how much I love it. And most of them have met my mentees, and they've come to the gala and everything else. And so when I went to Liberia and in the first recruiting trip, and Cece was one of the people we picked. I mean, there was no question I was going to be a mentor again. And so I decided to reach out to, it was sort of unusual. I mean, we're an entire mentor team of Wellesley alums. Renee, I know you are too. These are all, 2 of them are my classmates and best friends from when I was in school. And then the other 2 are just other incredible friends that I've made along the way, who also happen to be Wellesley alums and didn't know the others. And so we are one big happy Wellesley family. And so having a kind of like a surrogate daughter together is so cool. And so, I think that's one of the things to think about is, do you have a group, of friends, a book club, or a group of friends at work, or friends that you were that you're friends with from college. And that's how we did it. And it's really fun.
Yeah. Renee, how about you? I know you're working on your second team. How's it how's it working out, and what are you doing?
Okay, I hope you can hear me now?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. So it's was at first it was a little challenging, and then all of a sudden this week more people started becoming interested, and I started off with one person, and when I first asked her about a month ago, she was very interested, but she was having a little challenging times. But she said, Renee, I'm going to do this, but give me a little time because I have to get over some challenges. And I spoke to her, you may have heard from her, Vanessa Perry, and she is on a work call right now, unfortunately, but she said she's in for sure. And then I spoke to another friend today, and she was going to be on the call. I'm not sure what's going on, but she said she was definitely interested, wants to And then I told her I need maybe 1 or 2 more others. And she's like, oh, sure, ask so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. And she has a couple of people to ask. So I think it'll be okay, but I think it might just take a little longer.
Yeah, and you know, we pushed the timing a month given COVID. So I've just learned that, like, when you talk to the right person, they look at you and they go, oh, I want to do that, you know? And if they're kind of like, oh yeah, that sounds okay, like they're not the right person. You're either in or you're not, you know?
Yeah, I did have some people I mentioned it to, and they weren't interested, and that's fine, because, you know, everybody has different things that they're interested in and have to do. But I have 2 solid people here in DC, and then my friend Tom. He's very busy. He's in North Carolina, so we may have a male.
Great, we love that
as well.
Good for the scholars too.
Yeah, and Tom is great. He's fantastic.
Okay, so we were going to break out into little groups with the scholars, but we kind of ran out of time. There's 5 minutes left. Would you guys want to go into little breakout groups with the girls, or would you want to just keep asking questions?
I think keep asking questions is
yeah, this seems to be fun.
Here.
Yeah. Hi. Anyone have another question?
So Barb, when is the deadline now? You said you've pushed it back a month. Deadline for the teams to be gathered?
Yeah, Diane can tell you.
Yeah, I think it's the same that you heard, because we just talked about it recently, but for anybody who was like on the info session call a month ago or before, we're hoping to have team leads in place by the end of the month, and to have the team pretty much formed by the end of May. So, and then we will announce, I should go look it up again, but we'll know for sure how many. Right now all the scholars are scholar candidates. They become official scholars in mid-June now. Usually it's mid-May, but it's around mid-June. And at that point is when we announce that the teams are official, because we match teams to each girl. So if you are really interested and you haven't turned in your paperwork yet, you should do it sooner rather than later, because if we end up having a few less scholars than teams, then you go on hold till next year. So whoever signs up first gets on first. But that's
I'm sorry.
We have 15 scholar candidates, and we may end up with 1 or 2 less in the end. But right now we have 15. So.
And we have, and we kind of know how many. Like we don't want to like create panic or anything, but we're kind of close. How many leads do we have?
We have about 9 leads right now, but we have like 4 that are maybes. So, you know, we're getting there. So if you haven't said you're on board, then, and you want to, you should do it.
I think we're going to end up with like 12 or 13 girls, I would guess. And we have, 9 definite leads and then some maybes. So
yeah.
And then the mentor matching
teams that need members as well. So, and there's several of you looking for teams and looking for team members. So
to kind of repeat, so we want to know all the leads by the end of the month, and then we want to know everyone's team filled, or anyone who needs a team by what's that date?
End of May.
End of May. And then our mentor matching meeting is like June, what is it? June 18? Oh, she froze at the wrong minute. When's the mentor matching meeting, Diane?
The mentor matching meeting is going to be June 25th now. So that's moved out a month as well.
So between the beginning of June and that meeting, that's when we're going to like talk to everybody about, oh, you should join this team or you should join that team. So that's why we need to know by the end of May so we can then make all the teams, have some time.
Okay.
Or find a few extra if we feel like we need a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, June 25th is when you'll get a chance to see all the scholars that need mentors. And that's when your team kind of picks a few that you'd like to mentor. And we do a democratic process and match you with one of your top choices. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope this was fun. I had a little leadership trivia, but I think this was better. We had a lot of introductions, and I think that was interesting hearing everybody's story. So we do the leadership trivia at parties. It's kind of fun, but we work in teams and everyone's like competitive, you know. We'll do it. We'll have you at a party and we'll do it another time.
And Barb and Diane, I'm super happy to answer questions. If anyone wants to set up a time to give me a call, actually my email I think is probably on the Zoom invitation to all of us. Maybe not, but you can certainly get it from Diane or Barb. But I'm more than happy to answer questions that people may have.
Thanks, Nancy.
Thanks, Nancy. And I'm gonna send everybody's name and email out to all of us so that we all know who each other is and can contact each other if you'd like to, including
Great.
me. Yeah.
If you don't want to be, like, we know there's this privacy issue in that. So if you would rather not be on the list, just write Diane.
Just write me and tell me. I'll put my email in here. You all probably have it.
To that. Okay. Anybody, any other questions? You know, Ria and Tom and Hope, thank you so much for taking time. It was really perfect having you on. You were excellent.
Of course.
And it's so lovely to see you guys. Thanks, everybody.
Good luck.
I hope you join.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Take care.